Alright guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So today we're going to be doing an activity. It's titled, How Much is a Tweet Worth? I'm going to start off with a video that will kind of discuss LeBron James. You guys all know who LeBron James is. And the value of a tweet. So whenever he tweets, he actually gets paid for it, believe it or not. So let's go ahead and start with that. Let's go ahead and start with the video, and then we'll go from there.
Cheerios.
Enjoy the ad.
Try to imagine a tweet being worth more than your car, a boat, or even a small home. Hard to imagine, but it's true. In fact, a sponsored tweet from LeBron James could run you up to $140,000. ESPN's Darren Rovell reported an endorsement tweet from the King is worth $1,000 per character. The value was determined by a company called Open Doors. It determined James has the highest social media value of American athletes, trailed by Kevin Durant in second and Kobe Bryant in third. James has over 23 million Twitter followers, so coughing up $140K for a sponsored tweet isn't a bad deal when you can reach that many people. And as Open Doors CEO Blake Lawrence points out, it would cost you 5 times more to reach that many people with a TV ad. Despite the high estimations, Lawrence said that most athlete-endorsed tweets go for about $1,000 to $2,500. He said the highest he ever sold was a $20,000 tweet by a Patriots player whose name he would not disclose. Lawrence also revealed that recently, James turned down a 6-figure offer for a single tweet.
Alright, so let's talk about that. Give me some information that you got from this video. Can anybody give me some information? Michael?
You can get paid up to $140,000
just
for one tweet.
For one tweet. So LeBron will get $140,000 just for hitting send.
And it said 4,000 something, like 700 something people tweeted.
What do you mean?
Like it said on the thing, like so how much people like tweeted.
Like retweeted his? Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe that's why he's getting paid so much.
It's $1,000 each character he puts on it.
It's pretty good.
I think it was like 5,000 more to do a regular ad than his.
So it costs more to do like a television ad. So you guys did a pretty good job getting that information. Why do you think he gets paid? Because who would pay him? I mean, what do you think?
If he says something about like shoes, like Nike shoes, they'll pay him because it's better to do it on social media now than on TV.
Why?
Because it's 5 times more people will most likely see it.
Isn't that crazy? Like, so more people are in tune with their phones than the actual TV. Johnny, want to add to that?
He probably gets paid because he's one of the biggest names in sports.
Yeah, so the bigger your name is, then what does that mean?
Like,
as far as social media is concerned.
because he has a lot more followers and than regular people.
Yeah, that makes sense. Definitely you and me, right?
So the endorsements that he signed with pays him because like he signed with Nike. So if he sees something about Nike, they pay him. Or like he signed by like Gatorade and Sprite and like beats and stuff. They'll pay him if he like endorses.
Yeah. All really good thoughts, guys. So anybody else want to add anything before we move on? So now I'm going to ask you, without any other information, I'm not going to show you any other videos, I'm not going to show you any other data and statistics. What if I were to ask you, how much do you think Steph Curry gets paid for a tweet? So think about that for a second. I'm not giving you any information, I'm not showing you any data. What do you think? Can you come up with a number? Can you come up with an estimate? Can you come up with an idea? Michael, what do you think?
Like max amount for one tweet?
Yeah.
I'll probably say like 20,000.
Do you think 20,000? Anybody disagree or agree with Michael, or you want to add? Can you explain why you think 20,000? Remember, LeBron's won 140.
Well, I saw the 2 players right under him were Kevin Durant
on the video
and Kobe.
Okay.
And he's not as popular as either of them.
Okay.
So I would say probably.
And are you saying that? Are you saying this as like an East Coast guy, or are
no?
you saying
I'm just saying this because
generally?
it's general. Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I think there's some Curry hate over there. What do you think,
You
G?
don't like Curry.
You look like Steph Curry.
Well, you should be like pay like at least 80,000, not 20,000.
Is it 80,000 for a
It's
tweet?
so high.
Yeah,
that would
I
make
think like
sense.
between 50 and 80,000.
50 and 80,000? Between 50 and 80? Any thoughts over here?
I don't watch basketball.
You don't like basketball? And just let you know, the data and the video you're gonna see today is a couple years old, so the numbers are gonna be a little less than what it is now, because obviously this continues to build up.
Wait, so it's a couple years old?
I think it's like 2014 data that you're gonna
Oh,
see
look at
today.
like 20,000 then.
Yeah.
She wasn't that big of a name.
Okay.
Oh, can we have some?
Alright, so I'm gonna give you guys some graphs here. Every group is gonna get a different graph, and you're gonna be answering some questions based on this graph. Some things that I want you to consider when you're looking at these graphs is number one, what would you use this graph for? And you can even jot down some notes, because we're gonna have the group leader at the end explain what you guys think about each graph. So what would you use this graph for? What are the strengths and weaknesses of this data display? Does the type of graph help you determine the value of Steph Curry's tweet? And how can you determine the value of Steph Curry's tweet? So I'm going to give everybody a different graph. Well, each group will have the same graph. So you guys can discuss it amongst yourselves.
Instagram.
Alright, so the recorder, so why don't you guys take about 5 minutes. The recorder can actually write down the answers to each question, just little notes, and then the speaker will present it in about 5 minutes. Alright, so take about 5 minutes and go ahead and start talking about it. It's actually, the questions are actually on here.
Use this graph.
Maybe like
Athlete gets.
Determine how much it is.
I mean, if you think about it, that's still a lot of money.
He said that. Wait till he say that Sprite. What do you think that Sprite? And get 140 health. One word.
It's a spam on them, but you still get.
Wait, should we write the answers?
Yeah, you can jot down the notes for this. Alright guys, just focus on these questions, alright? And then you go back to your
31%. Yeah, you don't know the exact number.
Big gap.
It's the right.
Use the graph for determine.
Is that for like what ratings?
What is it?
The players are in?
Oh, we don't know the exact number.
Well, we know who first.
It is happening.
So obviously this one will
Yeah,
be
we
LeBron.
I can't tell.
This one will be Kevin Durant. This one
I
will be
mean,
Kobe.
because we know the strength. That's. So we just want to write that.
We don't know.
Yeah.
What's good about your graphics?
If he's not on there, it's
So
not
it's good at that.
What's good about it? Explain all the numbers in this, please. How many number of athletes?
Oh, yeah.
What's good about it?
We'll just say we know it's.
So what kind of graph do you have?
That's.
Does it, give you information?
It's a type of graph of who's
Like, does that help you, like, what does it tell you? Tell you how much each one gets paid?
Yeah.
Well, it
Because you can
tells
see
the
that,
percentage they would get.
LeBron's here and Kevin
Like
Durant.
if I ask you, like, how much does LeBron James get paid for a tweet, would this help you?
Cool.
No. Well,
Yeah.
what would it help you though?
Yeah, so have the exact
Actually,
number.
determine the value of the ballpark.
So what can you
He's
conclude
got
though
to
from
be
that?
because he's a popular basketball player.
Yeah, you can definitely see who gets paid the most, right? Who gets paid the
Yeah.
most? Blake Griffin?
So anyways,
Because
when
gets
we
hurt
think
all the
about
time.
it, right?
Who's Blake Griffin? Look.
Oh, yeah, he's not, I know, right?
He's
He's the guy that jumped over a car or in a slam dunk.
I mean, that wasn't really like. It's a.
It was a little far, it was compact.
He jumped over all in front of me. I thought he was gonna jump like on the middle. Somebody already did it.
Oh, we know who
That's
gets
great.
picked.
Yes. Why don't you write down some notes so when you go to speak, you're prepared, okay?
Does this ever help you determine like your Steph Curry tweet? If LeBron gets paid
You
$100,
could ignore the top three with the highest
then you just
numbers, and then.
So how's this,
and then maybe
you
later
know what kind of graph this is? You want to spell
I'm so sorry. Can I use that pen again?
This
I didn't
is
know
the
it was gonna write it.
What kind of information is
It helps us a little bit because we know where you want to place it. So
And then, just find out how many followers he has. Figure it out.
So figure out how many followers not on here.
so it helps us so we can.
Well, just because not on here doesn't mean it's. I just chose. That's a good question though. I just chose different names. Yeah, I could have done any name. I just didn't put Steph Curry
Oh, so
on here. So just because he's not on here doesn't mean that I can see where you think that would. Like we put him on there, he could fall somewhere in this graph. So
So what we
we're looking at this graph.
So
hoping to
figure out
predict
how many
much-
followers he
It's
has.
not really right.
And then one.
So what would this graph be?
Ignore the top three because we know it's not.
Tell you all theirs.
Good.
Oh, right. It's very specific to the athlete, right?
We determine the value of Steph Curry's tweets.
well, since LeBron is 31%, that'd be what, I don't know, 200.
Do you know the name of this graph? This kind of graph?
200,000.
It's kind of like a bar graph. But when it gives you like a group of people, like it just tells you how many people are in this category.
Add it all up and third
You hear that before?
Yeah.
6, 7, 8. Did you hear about that? Guess we'll talk about that. when we go on break.
Yes.
If he gets paid 140,000.
Now, what kind of graphs do you guys have?
Yeah, I know you have this advice.
That's what I was hoping. I know that's not the actual.
I think it's more than we
Give you a hint, the points are all scattered
Scatter
around.
plot.
Scatter plot. So this is a scatter plot, right? So do you think this will this help you predict his value? How would you use it? What's one way you could use it?
So we take out the top three, which would be this one and this one, because we know those are LeBron, James, Kevin Durant, and Kobe.
Okay.
And then we would have to figure out how many followers he has on that.
gotta be less than that.
Who has it?
Steph Curry.
Oh, okay. So that's part of the information that we need.
Yeah, and then
Out of 200,000.
I'm just kind of assuming because I know he's a very popular basketball
Yeah.
You see that LeBron's
He
over
would
here.
probably be in the higher,
The higher.
higher.
It'd be interesting, right?
Yeah, he's probably has to be less. One of those popular that's like top five right now.
So what do you think? What would you do if you did know Steph Curry's followers? How would you go about finding his value?
Just a percentage.
Find it online, like the.
Okay, then kind of use your finger. All right, so that's what we're going to be kind of doing today. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to have each group discuss their graph. I'm going to project it on the Elmo. So I'm going to take yours. I'm going to take a blank one. And Yamir, you're going to kind of go through these. Actually, no, I don't even. If you can, go through them, discuss the questions at the bottom, and try to explain how this graph is set up. So, Yamir's group had a pie chart, so everybody can look at this. Alright, Yamir, can you go through and kind of answer the questions? Start with what would you use this graph for?
We should make a function to determine Steph Curry's pay per tweet. And,
You said make a function?
yeah.
How would you, that's a really good math word, but can you explain that? How would you do that?
Since it's like out of 200,000, I will add up these all together, and that percentage comes from that person. Like, I guess 31% divided by 200,000.
Okay.
Or 200,000.
Times the 200,000. That's if you knew how many people were in this pie chart, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's But you're right. That's how you would use this. All right. Go to the next question.
All right.
What are the strengths and weaknesses?
You don't know the exact amount being paid. That's one of the weaknesses.
Yep.
Because it's out of percentage, and percentage is pretty much really not exact. And we know who gets paid most and least, so that's a good thing. So
Who gets paid most?
LeBron,
And how can you tell?
because he had 31%.
Yeah, definitely the largest sliver.
Does this type of graph help you determine the value of Steph Curry's tweet? It helps us so we can determine what percentage Steph Curry would be placed with. And
It does?
well, yes, because it's still our percentage. So let's say he gets
So where would you put him probably?
most likely either between Serena Williams and Dwayne Wade, or between Dwight Howard and Serena
Okay.
Williams.
And why? And how'd you come up with that guess, that estimate? Just by his what?
Just about his like how much he gets paid, since it says like at least like 20,000. You still will have to take a percentage away from each of these people, since we're adding him in also.
Okay. So you're just assuming that you think he's more popular than the other two, and that's why you put him where you put him?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. So let's go with the histogram next. That will be Christian. You're the speaker. Can you kind of explain this graph real quick?
Yeah,
And then
this
go
graph,
through the questions.
this graph is a histogram, so it shows the tweet value in dollars. So it shows like an estimate, like a range of the money.
Okay.
And it shows the number of athletes too in that in like the bar of like the money, the range of it. So
All right. What would you use this graph for?
I'll use a graph for like an estimate of where the players would fit in at, because it doesn't show us any names. So I'll use it for like an estimate and like a range of money.
Okay.
So,
Strengths and weaknesses.
my weakness was there's like no names, so like, we really can't see where everybody is. And our strength is it shows us the number of athletes, and it shows us the money. So like you knew before how much people were paid, like you knew like how much LeBron was paid. So we would know that he was at like 126,000.
Yeah, and that's only because we kind of knew that going into this graph, right? If you didn't know that, then you wouldn't know, right? You wouldn't know where he belongs in the graph. You could assume, I guess. All right, next question. Does this type of graph help you determine the value of Steph Curry's tweet?
I mean, it kind of does because we watched that video, so we know that LeBron will be number one. Then it'll be Kevin Durant at 56,000, between 70,000. Then it'll be Kobe at 42,000, 56,000.
So you can kind of estimate which interval he would fit into?
Yeah, then the other two left are 14,000, 28,000, and 20,000, 50,000. So we circled that on our graph
Okay.
and put Dallas Steph Curry's value.
But still, this is just kind of an estimate, right?
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like 100% that would be what an advertiser would pay him?
No, I just had to give you a graph for like a ballpark estimate.
I like that. And then how can you determine the value of Steph Curry's tweet? And we just discussed that, right? By estimation.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. Who's got the bar graph? Okay. So Andrew, you want to go ahead and explain it real quick, and then go through the questions.
The tweet value is the blue, the bars, and whatever it goes up to is how much they get paid.
Okay. So what would you use this graph for?
So I see like a rough estimate of how much they get paid because there's no exact numbers.
Okay, I like that. What's the weakness or strengths of this display?
The weakness is you don't know like the exact number of what they get paid because there's no like lines on the side.
Okay, you'd have to kind of estimate, right?
Yeah.
What's the strengths?
It shows like a range of where it could be at because it's not going to be the same every time.
All right, and does it help you determine Steph Curry's tweet value?
No, because he's not on here.
Well, he's not on there. Now, if we had information, though, would that help you? If we had more information, then you can kind of put it
Yeah.
where it belongs. Could you use this? Could you use any information here to help you predict his value? I mean, just by looking at the graph.
Well, you could look at the names and like see how popular they are and like look at their Twitter followers, I guess.
Yeah, and just kind of fit them where you think
Yeah.
they are based on popularity.
Yeah.
All right, great job so far, and we got one more. And Michael, you're gonna explain it. First of all, do you know what this is called? This graph?
Oh, a scatter plot.
How'd you know that? All right, go ahead and explain it.
Alright, so we would use this graph to pretty much determine how much certain athletes get paid, or like popular athletes get paid.
So you'd use this scatter plot. Okay.
Yeah. And then the strengths of the weaknesses is that we don't know who the athletes are.
That's true.
And
You just see a bunch of points, right?
yeah, but it gives us an accurate range, like in between numbers, of how much they could get paid.
Okay. And how would you use this to determine Steph Curry's tweet value?
Well, we would need to know how many followers he has, and then we could use the bottom, which is followers in millions. We could use that, and then go up on the graph and see kind of around where his name would lie.
Okay. So you would say that you could use this to predict his value?
Yeah, but we would need more information.
Okay. And they're actually the first group to really say that, right? Does everybody see how you could use this scatter plot? Okay. So what we're gonna do, so we have 4 graphs that we talked about. Circle graph, histogram, bar graph, and scatter plot. I'm gonna ask you a question, you're gonna blow the answer in your hand. When I count to 3, you'll throw it at me. Alright? So my question is, out of those 4 graphs, which graph would we use that would best determine the value of Steph Curry's tweet? Alright, ready? Blow the answer in your hand. Think about the 4 graphs. Which one is the best one to determine Steph Curry's tweet? 3, 2, 1, throw it at me.
Scatter plot.
Very good.
For a second, I thought I was gonna say
Alright, any questions so far? Alright, cool. Let's move on. Now, what if I tell you, I actually did some research last night. I was on the Twitter sphere, you know, just looking up different things, checking out, stayed up late after I watched the game, after I watched Steph Curry.
You see this video, LeBron?
He put that many followers, that's it?
I found out that he has, and this is a little old information, so 8.9 million followers. I see Mikhail looking right down. How can we use that? And we just determined that a scatter plot was the best. So I'll bring that back up. How do we use that information now? It's an estimate.
So it's about
8.9 million followers. So what would you think?
You look between the 5 and 10 and move closer to the 10 to this 8. So, and then you will go up, and most likely it will be between 40,000 and 60,000, because once you go past the 10, you get more into like 80,000.
Pretty smart, Yam. John, you want to add to that?
I think it's gonna be closer, like 55,000.
55,000. Okay. Why?
Because if you go like more than like 7, and you go up, it'll be closer to the 60 than it would be to the 40.
Okay. Any other predictions?
I think it would be like right under the 40,000, because the video showed us that the top 3 most played Twitter athletes are LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Kobe Bryant.
Okay.
So then the top one would be LeBron, then the second highest one would be Kevin Durant, and the third one would be Kobe.
Okay. All right.
The fourth or fifth will probably.
I think these are all great predictions. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you the value of a tweet activity sheet. You're going to work through this. You'll get to the point where you'll have to use Desmos, but make sure you work through the problems in order. So I'm going to give the recorder, or actually the middle person, you guys can take a look so you guys can share and look at it. Go through these questions, start answering them. When it comes time for Desmos, You can, if you need help, let me know, okay?
Oh, Jordan got a number of Twitter followers. Go to Azure. Jordan got a lot. They will see his house. Even tires are indicated more educated guys from
Make it quick estimate.
If you guys need to use a calculator, you can. No, you can use your computer calculator.
He made Xbox.
If you need a calculator for this part, for number one, you can use your computer calculator.
He made Microsoft.
You guys can use a computer calculator if you need to figure it out. 6,000? So what does that represent?
It's like per million.
How'd you get that?
Every time I
When we released and then we divided 18 by 3.
Okay. What made you choose the least?
It was the
It was the easiest number to work with. Do you guys need a calculator for number one? Alright. Do you understand what number one's asking? What? Okay.
Take a look at how this. I want you to determine
That's why it's down.
6 million. I mean 6.
Use that.
Because he has 3.3 million. 3 goes to 8 million. It's equal to 8 million. And this half average 1 million dollars.
Okay, so
3 goes to 18.
do you want to start with this
So
one and
3
go there or there?
6. So for every
Wait.
he has 8 times 6.
Each number before the decimal is also going to be in the same range. Just like, see, it's 4, 25. 4 again is 20. 7. 4 again is 28.
He'll be for 48
Yeah.
Then it's also
So 65. Well, because what I did is, since we know we have 23 million, and you get we're just divide.
Alright, so what do you guys think for number one?
So million. So we saw that since it's going to be 1 million followers, how much is it?
Yeah, how would you figure that out?
3 million. So you look at Blake Griffin.
Who?
Blake Griffin
Easy for you to say.
has
I don't want to
3 million followers, and he just paid $18. So if you divide that, 3 goes to 18.
Please pardon the interruption. The attendance and the lunch has not come through to the main office. You can go ahead, please, and resubmit your attendance and your lunch. Thank you.
We'll do that after the lesson. Don't worry,
It
everybody.
says 3. So there's 3. So the age would be 6. For every 1 million followers, it would be 6,000. It would be 6,000.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So that's the crazy. So we did.
Hold on, don't get ahead of yourself. So just go ahead and put number one down. But I like where you're going with this. Alright, at this point you should have completed number one and you should be on number two, the Desmos. If you're stuck with Desmos, let me know.
for every
Just a reminder for Desmos, this is how you add a table. You hit the plus sign and then you guys are working great, keep it up. Talk louder, guys. When you're talking, talk loud.
600.
Oh,
two.
Why? So this is like Andrew connector. I heard
Desmos. Okay, guys. Let's read. Use Desmos to create a graph from this data. I plot each average tweet value for a number.
It pretty much matters what you're doing.
Label the X and Y.
We tried to rename the X and Y to tweets
Okay.
and then it didn't work.
Don't worry. As long as you know which one's the independent and the dependent.
Desmos got it.
Every million followers.
Recorders, make sure you're answering the questions on this worksheet.
There it is.
How'd you get that answer?
Every followers. Every million followers.
And that was 5 million or 6 million.
Look at it if you estimate.
That's the best.
Really? Yeah.
Because it was like for every 1 million.
It's a little.
Wait, no. That was
87,000. 23 million.
Remember, that's just 1 point. Or, I mean, that's just 2 points, so just think about how that might.
So somewhere around 6,000.
That's not
Sorry?
makes sense.
Just think about that.
good job.
You might want to choose 2 more points just to see if it's the same.
Scratch the Desmos. That's good.
You guys putting in your data?
7.2.
It's like 5 almost.
Yeah, so every
60,
what?
65. And then if you tack it 25.
Can you read them to me real quick?
Which one are you at?
34,000.
Do you need the followers a million?
Yeah.
6.4. 34.
What's not going to fit in where?
18,400.
Let's round up.
Why not?
300.
What do you put it in?
6,000.
I'll just put it in as 3.0.
There you go.
Did you know the X value is in millions? So do 3.3 comma and then 18.
Oh wait, yeah, no, never mind. You're right. Hold on.
You don't write it.
And the old how much?
30,000.
Add the 2 points.
Right.
Add the 2 points. Or you just want to
Maybe no comma.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, Jeff.
5.1.
Why is it like
Alright, so 28,300.
why interest?
28,300.
Like that map.
27,000.
That's the first point you put in here?
What is it last one?
28,300. 4.9. 27,700.
That's what I said.
Okay, that was a
4.7. 25,400.
Next.
4.5.
4.7, 27,700.
18,400.
Oh, wait, no, it's not possible.
4.9. Where does it even go? 28,000.
See how it's moving over a little bit?
We can lower that.
30,600.
How would you see that?
Or like
It's okay, that's 11.5.
So why is it on 0?
small.
Sweet. 42.
Sit around.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, five.
6,500.
Why is it on the zero?
You just gotta zoom in a little bit more.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
What is it? Okay, so the smaller one is negative 5,000. 543.817.
We gotta figure out a way to
And then the other
scales
one,
a little better.
53724.
537.
Oh, you're putting in 25.
284.
30,000.
Coordinate the small one.
4.9.
So you guys want to think about how you have this set up,
28,000.
We had it set up the other way. And it was weird.
and that's the only reason why you change it.
Yeah.
Just think about your independent and dependent variable. So does the value depend on the followers, or does the followers depend on the value? So wouldn't that make this your X value?
The reason why we changed it is because like when you did that, it went straight up. Like,
I think it's just the scale of Desmos, but I think if you zoom in and get the right window, I think it'll change. Okay?
It's extended big.
You guys have it all in?
39,500.
Try to mess around scale and stuff. Try to make it so this looks like it, because we're so zoomed out, it looks like it's all on the y-axis. So we know that can't be true, right? So I don't know, maybe click on the settings if you can adjust the scale and stuff.
Yeah.
That's 23.
What about the toolbar? Is the toolbar?
11.7.
For us.
66,500.
Oh, no.
500.
What if you changed it to? Hey guys, are a lot of people getting a weird looking graph? Like it's, you don't see correlation. Try this. So say if you have a number like 34,500, or let's take a look at the first one, LeBron James. Instead of putting 139,500, put 139.5, and that'll be like in thousands. So try that. And then for the next one, Kevin Durant, instead of putting 66,500, put 66.5. You see what I'm doing there? And then that should lower all of our values so we can see it on the screen. So Kobe Bryant would be 42.4 thousand. Does that make sense, guys? Do you see it a little better?
Can we still put the key, still keep zeros in or?
No, it's 42.
I don't think it would matter.
I can zoom in all of y'all like 0.
Is that better? Is it? Yeah, look at that. That looks much better, right? There's a correlation there, right? Doesn't that look like the graph the scatter plot that we had up on the board? A little better, guys?
Why?
For the followers?
Yeah.
Scribble, scribble. Where's the noodle?
So 34.3.
Use your noodle for once.
Cool.
The noodle was right
Right,
there.
for real, it was right there.
Go ahead. Right
Alright,
there.
well, you
Oh.
got number 3, okay.
How you not spot the noodle when you see one?
Alright, you guys should be ready to
Linear
go
regression
140.
function
4.9.
Yes. To create a line of best fit. And then we have the expression y1 minus MX be a lot of lines.
So you're gonna add expression.
So wait, so is
Y1.
6.11.
Well, what are you doing? I'm not sitting on it.
He get paid less than
So
Let's get to that noodle.
wait, take a screenshot.
ABC.
That was a small number. Negative 54303.
Nobody's under the law. Nobody's under the law.
Alright. You guys know how to do the expression? We're still working.
We got it.
Alright, next page. What does...
Wait, please go back.
Is this?
Where's the line of that shit?
Equation.
They give you enough information.
Yeah.
In here, there's information to help you write.
So it's y equals, do you round or you just leave it?
Mr. Mallory.
Take 'em around. You guys got it?
Yeah, 3 times putting it in, you
Alright,
got
cool.
it.
You're doing great. I know this is new technology.
Alright, use the linear regression function on Desmos to create a line of best fit for the data. Line one,
So,
noodle, MX1
does
plus
each
B.
value that?
The line of best fit determines the line that
Yes.
models the data.
They do.
Adjust the window of your graphs and it's a clear data running to see. I'm just trying to paste it.
Right equation for your line of best fit.
You guys ready to put the equation in? You know how to do it?
What is each on your equation?
Y.
Yeah.
Did the ABC?
6.127.
Oh, Steph.
You guys okay? I think he's the Desmos guy.
Value of sector.
You can walk him through it though.
Yeah, we can plug in 8.9.
Here? Should we write this and then?
Wait, I missed him out with
Oh, I want to write this.
plus.
8.9 times.
Where would we put the M and the?
What's that?
I forget where to put.
You tell me, what's the equation of a line? How is it set up?
Okay, next question on this question.
And so then it's at
Explain your
point.
reason.
So
Does
you
each
say
No, what is
So you're just writing this part down.
2,000.
I don't think it
Oh,
represents
so
the
it's-
Yep, you just write the equation.
followers they have?
Because it graphed it, right? I think it used the M and the B that
So
it
each
provided.
how much would you get?
X 1, 3, 4, and say we just plugged in the followers.
Yes, that's it.
Virtually.
Can we put in the corner? We plugged it in.
The X one is plugged in, set number of followers.
Okay.
On estimate, he still makes a pretty
Alright,
decent
Steph
amount.
Curry's 8.9 followers on Twitter. What's the value of Steph Curry's tweet? How do you determine that?
How'd you get that?
He's plugged in his number of followers to the X.
Go along the X line.
Each value makes sense.
Follow it up to where the line.
He wants us
we got it all.
to equation.
Yeah, I was like, that's not what it is. That's it.
I think.
Hey, sorry. Do you happen to have the lunch count from this morning on paper somewhere?
Let's put in weird glasses.
Let's do Vince Diesel.
Which one do you want, Smosh?
1 times 8
Yeah,
times.
I guess we could also.
Wait, hold on.
Go on the X line.
We got this guy too.
Up to Y, where.
Yeah.
Steph Curry has 8.9 million followers on Twitter. Predict the value of Steph
Try not to do
You
anything?
guys get it?
He's got
Yeah, you got it. Well, so what do you think 6.1 represents? Slow, but how does that relate to when you answer this question?
No,
Yeah, and remember, because we changed it to like 6.1, so that's actually 6.1 thousand, right? And that's what you guys guessed, which was 6,000. So for every, finish the statement, for every hee-haw million,
For every one,
6,000.
I'm done. He said cold, the black. That just made it.
You repeated yourself. Go with that.
I didn't hear what he said. Sorry.
Which number you guys on?
It's
Alright.
6.
Wait, you gonna be like, fuck
Man, it's Vin.
I'm not good with celebrities, okay?
You guys okay?
I know.
You're on number 5.
He said
So what you get for your white, for your real place right here?
You got tried to.
So y equals
54.29. Okay, so that.
One needs to be like 5, 10, 6,
There's the one who said cold that. He said
what is 6.1? What is that?
cold up.
So that means that every 1 billion.
So you
But be careful, not 6.1. Really, 6.1 what? It's really 6.227 what? Think about what we changed about that. Where we changed that. Really, it's 6.1 times 1,000. 6,000.
Oh wait.
Every 1 million.
He said cold.
Oh no, he ain't graduated.
He said
Go
cold.
back. They got two. Who's just like,
So we have another 5,000.
It's Friday. It's raining right now.
Wait, he has more than LeBron.
No, I added, wait.
So he thinks as much.
I didn't, I multiplied it.
I don't know. You can't go upstairs.
That's your M. That's your.
Yeah, but there's decimal.
That's your big. So you want to write your equation in here.
So it makes $52.
no, but that, this is
What's the
6,000.
equation of a line?
Yeah.
I know that.
You have to make this
You do
1,000.
the M, you do the base, you just plug it
52,000.
Yeah. We kind of can't get on Twitter now.
9,000. 52,900.
100 billion.
No, that would have to be
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you're
I
probably.
was gonna say, it would have to be 0.9. Or it would not 0.9.
It's a ballpark estimate.
Who are you
Steph
guys?
Curry has 8 million followers. The value of Steph Curry's tweet.
Wait.
What have you just?
Oh my gosh.
Listen, no. I'm actually being serious. So it wouldn't be 52,900 because it wouldn't have to be 0.9 then.
I don't know. What would it be then?
No.
Then stop telling me I'm wrong because
Alright,
you don't know.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying.
Make sure you write,
Everybody wants to
Do some research.
You must
Choose
have
an entertainment. Yeah, athlete, publisher, whoever, and who, and try to pick the value of his or her tweet.
But we don't know. We can't look it up.
So just repeat.
This to Outlier.
No, just 6 plus you.
So for 6,
Yeah.
how many are we allowed to like?
You can Google like how many Twitter followers.
It's not working.
No, it's not. Who do you want to know? I'll look it up for you.
Norman Reedus.
Who?
Norman Reedus. He plays Daryl.
Watch me find it.
Why didn't you just say Daryl? He's Daryl in my heart.
I love
Norman.
Norman Reedus. And
Bro, gee, I said, look at Kodak Black. He put cold the black.
And then
He
say
put
code
cold
that line.
that. Cold that. Not cold that. Cold that.
Read it. Guys, stay focused. You're still not done, Christian. Norman, how you spell this? Oh, read it.
Is it really my fault?
Do some research. Choose a favorite entertainer.
It doesn't sound that different.
Cold that.
Say fast. And when you sound
What's your prediction for him?
I don't know.
Think he's more than Steph?
We can get images in our Bible when we look at the actual.
I'm gonna say he's got like.
He's got a lot.
What do you think?
Wait a second.
No, I don't follow him on Twitter. I don't have Twitter.
You'd be surprised. That's it's just a little different.
This is all really big.
I follow him on Twitter. He's got a lot of followers.
Does he?
No, don't you dare. No,
What's his name
I
on
don't
Twitter? Do you know?
It's he uses big bald heads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
I think it's because a little girl that knows she had like this week where she lost all her hair, and I think she needed it out. She was a big fan. She met him, and then I don't know. If you had been seen that, she would have won. At first, I thought it was because of the girl.
He doesn't even talk to her. Every time you see the picture, he doesn't even talk to her. She lives out like that.
He's got about 3.6 million. Go with that.
So he's got more followers than Lakers. I don't like the Lakers, so I'm fine with that. But he's got less than Chris Paul.
That's so bad. You're gonna be leaving the boogers.
3.6 times 6.1.
You guys, this is number 5?
Yeah.
We wouldn't calculate.
How many followers?
Yeah. Nope, put it together right now.
Anything is not. Let me see it. Now,
Do you do extension?
Alright, guys, let's take a break. I know you're excited to look up different celebrities, but let's take a break real quick and try to understand what we just did. So everybody up here, if you have to close your laptop for a second, you can. So let's talk about. We're actually, you know what? Open them and go and bring up that Desmos so we can look at the graph for reference. Let's get some predictions. How many or how much is Steph Curry's tweet worth given the information that he has 8.9 million followers? What'd you say, Mikhail?
We said 52,900.
So 52,900 was one. Christian, what'd you guys get?
55,000 before.
55,000 or 55.4 thousand, so 55,400. Okay. Yami?
52.44.
So we'll do 52,440.
52,300.
All pretty close, especially this one, and this one are all fairly close. So let's talk about how we got them. Mikhail, real quick, can you explain how you guys came up with $52,900 per tweet?
We plugged 8.9 into our equation, which was y1.
Y equals?
Yeah.
Yep.
Y equals 6.1x plus negative 2.2.
So you did I'm going to write that down. 6.1x
Yeah, and we didn't
plus negative 2.2?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we didn't have a calculator, so Michael did the work.
Okay. That's fine.
Hey.
Who had 55,400? How'd you guys get that?
We did y1 equals 6, x plus 2, so we put 8.9.
6x plus 2?
Yes. I mean, plus 2.
Okay. Alright. Yami, was this yours?
Oh!
What'd you get? What'd you get? Or how'd you get 52,440?
You did 6.9 times.
6.9?
Oh, 6.12.
6.12?
6 times 8.9.
Plus, what was that?
Oh,
Times x, right?
Yeah.
Plus what?
2.03 negative.
Is that what you did?
Yeah.
Can we change that answer?
Nope. And Kevin?
We just plugged it into the equation.
You just plugged it into the equation. So everybody pretty much did. Do you remember what your equation was?
Oh, we did the long equation.
You did like everything?
Yeah, like
6.1.
2259.
2259 plus negative 2.
Yeah.
Just negative 2?
Or negative 2.16306.
So you guys weren't messing around.
Yeah.
If you had to choose one that the advertiser is probably going to go with, which group do you think they would choose and why? Andrew?
Ours, because it has,
Yours, why? 'Cause it's the
it
best.
has more numbers in it, it's more like exact numbers.
It's more exact. Very good, Mikhail.
I say ours.
Yours?
It's flipped round.
Because
Now
what?
we just round it up.
It's rounded up. Okay, that's a good prediction. The advertiser, but then that means the advertiser is going to pay more because it's rounded up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's not my money. I don't care.
There's.
Theirs. Why, Christian? Because you guys used the wrong Y-intercept?
Yeah, intercept is more exact.
Everybody's, sorry.
Theirs because the less
It's less
Less
money.
amount of money, yeah. Do you think, real quick, we get the wrong equation. Real quick, look at your y-intercept. Everybody zoom in and find your y-intercept. So find the part of the graph where the line crosses the y-axis.
It's up there, it's negative 2.2.
Oh, sorry.
Can anybody explain that? Like, what does that mean? That point where it crosses the y-axis. What does that mean? That point. Look, John, take a look at Desmos. Can anybody explain that number? Or first tell me, what is the y-intercept? Negative what? Negative 2. Good to know, right, Christian? Negative 2, not positive 2. So what does that mean? That it crosses the y-axis at negative 2.
It's like with a negative.
And doesn't make sense.
No, it does. Like if you don't have a hand, it's that.
You can't pay them.
Michael?
You can't pay them negative money.
You can't pay somebody negative.
You can't
So-
have negative followers.
And you can't, well, it wouldn't be negative followers, so how many followers would you have? What's the X? Zero. So it's saying if you have 0 followers,
You're losing money.
that you're losing money. So we have to remember it doesn't really make sense for certain parts of the graph. Can anybody find out, or can any group find out at which point will somebody start making money? So think about that. How many followers would it take until you actually start making money? Give everybody a second to think about that.
touch it.
Right there.
You think you know? You can mess around with the graph. You can actually click on certain points. It'll give you. Kevin, do you guys come up with when you start making money?
It doesn't really make sense.
Well, what'd you get?
It says 0.3533.
Remember, that's thousands. So it's really 0.33 is 330,000 followers.
Oh.
Is that what you guys got
Yeah.
to? So if you look at the x-intercept, guys, find out where the line crosses the x-axis. That point is 0.335, which is 330. Is it?
No, it's 0.3533.
So it's 353,000 followers. So 353,000 followers is when you start making money. So my last question: is anybody making money on their own social media account?
I wish.
Or you have to be endorsed.
Your personal one?
Nope.
You have to be endorsed.
You have to be famous.
You have You have to have
An endorsement.
Followers.
how many?
A lot.
At least
33,000.
350,000.
353,000. That's when these guys are starting to get paid money for their tweets.
I'm gonna go to Twitter and accept every single
Why don't
photo.
everybody just talk to each other? I'll make money.
Don't be private.
Exactly.
Did anybody get to the
That's more than
extension
that
real quick? Back to me, John.
We were about to.
Did anybody try the extension?
We could.
Yeah? Alright, 2 minutes. Try the extension.
Well, we can't find Twitter.
You got 3.3.
What do you need?
Go on Twitter.
Technically.
No, Makuder.
We can't go on.
What do you need? Two.
Vin Diesel.
Maybe pick that one.
Which one?
I
Which
didn't
one?
ever
From
read
Fast
it.
and the Furious or
We're doing it on
Triple X?
the
Huh? Which one?
Either
Triple
one.
X or Fast and Furious?
Lance Trump, whatever that is.
Fast and Furious. You're both. Well, he's in both.
I know, but
Still.
which one's better?
Oh, Fast and Furious.
Triple X.
Triple X was so. Well, the new one's like too much.
Too much.
He still has a Twitter. Ow.
Boom. Oh. We were just put it at.
So Vin Diesel,
Yeah, you could.
that's actually surprising.
Very,
95,000.
very sad.
I ran out of line.
95,000.
Hey, you could sad if you didn't say anything.
What do you guys need?
She's
That's all. 45 million.
Yeah.
Now Ivanka Trump.
Yo, what about Kim Kardashian? She's got like 94 million followers on Twitter.
It's more now. It's 95 now.
This is the most recent. This is the most recent.
Just China.
This said
That's gotta be checked. Michael B. Jordan.
I doubt it.
No, that's not her.
She does a lot. Right? It says she writes a lot of plays.
It's Michael J.
Yeah, but
Yeah, she probably doesn't have much.
She was born. We can't put that in. You got no one.
That's cheap.
Marbles.
Oh, I know.
At Michael J.
That's their daughter.
If you found it, I would go with that. Alright, find out how much his tweets were.
Yeah, it says at Michael Jordan.
How much? Is that?
What?
19,000.
His at is Jumpman
Yep, it's gonna be
2030.
19,000. Yep.
His at is Jumpman 2030.
Wait. Why are you
His Twitter account is Jumpman 2030.
Alright, find out how much it's worth. Donald Trump's wife. Yeah, first lady.
We have no Wi-Fi and we can't go on their Twitter.
Each of his is birth.
I just dropped us.
You got Twitter?
Alright.
What's mine?
And Melania
Melania Trump.
you know,
I can't tell anymore.
Nice spell. Nice spell.
We already found it. It's 19,000.
Billion.
Yeah, I did that.
Melania Trump.
yeah.
Do you know how
There's
tall
that.
Trump is? Yes, Flotus.
It's not
It
a lot.
has 867.
I'm gonna leave. It's a lot. I wanna go home.
There's a camera.
60,000.
He's gonna find me.
You missed it.
Yes, I
Alright, find out how much it's worth. What's that? No.
You used it, not me.
Good to know.
Alright.
Okay, let's find out how much you get.
Wait.
That makes sense. It's
Wait, he only has 995,000?
Did I tell you about the movie that I watched with him in it?
Vin Diesel?
That's all
Well,
it
it's called
says.
Triple Nine.
Oh my.
And
Oh, doesn't it?
I didn't know he was in it. And he was like,
Hey, you know, that's why.
and everybody was like,
No Wi-Fi.
back. It was weird. And, so, I didn't start it out with a dark car, and you couldn't see who was in it. And I like heard his voice. And I was like, read it.
Alright guys, take one more little break up here.
A sliver of his jaw, because
Andrew.
there's a light.
So one more little break and then I'll let you guys finish up. We're gonna have to finish early because we have to go up and sign up for lunch today. So we're not gonna be able to finish everything I wanted to get to, but that's okay. You guys did a great job. Real quick, kind of sum up how we can find the value of anybody's tweet. So just kind of sum up the whole lesson for me.
Alright, so here's what we do. Since if you have 1 million followers, it's $6,000. Or if you
Right.
have 343,000, I think.
Yep.
So if you have
You're good.
6,000, so let's say Michael Jordan for that fight that we did, he has 45 million. So we'll do 45 times 6. I mean not times 6. We'll do like 45 times 6,000.
Yep. And then you'd have to subtract the Yintercept, right? 2,000. Very cool. Alright, you guys can finish up, find out your celebrities, and then sign